The Hive by Stephen Barnes is an ebook novella that was released in May of 2004 as a supplement to the Cestus Deception, and it was also included in the paperback edition of Barnes's novel. Unlike the ebooks Darth Maul's Saboteur or A Forest Apart, which served as separate stories from their corresponding novels, The Hive is more akin to Elysia by Walter John Williams and serves as an deleted scene / extended story that slots right in the middle of its parent novel. As with all the other ebooks, I had never read The Hive before and sort of welcomed an opportunity for Obi-Wan to have an Indiana Jones-like adventure during the events of the Cestus Deception. So, a brief summary. Dispatched as a diplomatic envoy to the Outer Rim planet of Ord Cestus, Obi-Wan finds himself fulfilling a much different role than he initially imagined, as he and a member of the X-Ting race are dispatched to retrieve the last remaining eggs of the royal family from a secret chamber. But danger awaits them every step of the way. So first, a timeline disclaimer. The Hive seems to serve as a deleted scene from the Cestus Deception, as it apparently takes place in an alternate version of Chapter 32, which is the chapter in which Regent Duras and Quill have a ritual fight for leadership on the Hive Council. In that chapter, Duras says that Obi-Wan had uncovered proof that the agreement between the X-Ting and the Cestus Cybernetics Corporation was invalid, and that's where it ends in the book. But here, it goes on further, and the Hive Council brings up the existence of these hidden royal eggs to revitalize the royal family that died because of a plague over a century ago. So first, the good. I almost wish that the Hive had been included in the Cestus Deception because I found like it gave me a better grasp of the X-Ting race, but also of like their alien culture and how different it is than anything else we've encountered than Barnes's actual novel did. The Hive Council and then Jessin, the X-Ting that accompanies Obi-Wan, were interesting characters, and I would have liked to see more like them in the novel itself. I think it also helped that The Hive is a very adventure Indiana Jones-esque story where, you know, they're going through these secret tunnels and they have to fight things off and there's danger and they're like swinging across things, complete with at the end when they get to the secret chamber and Jessin has to answer these 3 questions and there's a thing being like, incorrect. It felt very Indiana Jones to me. 2, the story is all about Obi-Wan trying to come to a better understanding of the X-Ting and trying to build a rapport, however short it may be, with Jessin, and the insights he discovers along the way, which I appreciated and again would have liked in the novel itself. It's only 7 short chapters. It covers about 1 day of Obi-Wan's time on Ord Cestus, but a lot happens in that 1 day. They have to face off against cannibal X-Tings and worms and rock falls and security measures, and so it's very thrilling. But on the more meh front, I did wonder a little bit whether it was not enough Star Wars, like too much of an adventure story, and not enough that made it feel like Star Wars to me. That while I appreciated learning more about the X-Ting, it's just completely focused on their story and their needs, and you don't get much sense of the broader things that are happening on Ord Cestus during the Clone Wars at this time, which is probably why it's like a deleted scene that got turned into an ebook, because it doesn't really affect what's going on Ord Cestus. It's very much a self-contained episode. I also felt like the reveal we got at the end that the Jedi who had helped the X-Ting 150 years ago was Yoda and that they venerated him so much was a little too much on the nose. Because Obi-Wan's like, I wonder who this Jedi could have been. I had looked in the archive and didn't see anything, but sometimes people are very modest and don't say. And then, like, Regent Duras was like, if you are as brave and heroic as Master Yoda, you'll be okay. And I was like, And then the reveal when we have the giant statue of Yoda in the Hall of Heroes, I was like, that's a bit much, I think. And Obi-Wan doesn't go through much here other than Obi-Wan goes on an adventure. Obi-Wan learns a little bit about the X-Ting, and Obi-Wan learns a little bit more about Master Yoda's past, and that's pretty much it. So it's like a adventure story, but there's not a lot of depth to it. But in short, I have to say that the Hive worked a fair bit better for me than the Cestus Deception did. I wasn't running up against some of the issues I had with Barnes' writing or Barnes' plots that I did in its parent novel. It's a very quick read. It's just 7 short chapters. It fleshes out the X-Ting a little more and gives Obi-Wan a fun adventure to have while he was on the planet. So next time, I'm going to be reading the first novel in the MedStar duology by Michael Reeves and Steve Perry, MedStar 1, Battle Surgeons.